All right, hello everyone. We're gonna run into a 2v2 Team Islands game. I'm gonna just showcase the new water meta that's currently running around with the new patch. I know water is not your most, maybe entertaining thing to watch, but it's gone through a pretty massive overhaul. And I'm here with VPN Enjoyer, just playing a 2v2 ranked game against probably guys that are something around like 1800 to 2000 elo. Probably some pretty high rated players, although I'm not really familiar with the names. They could be a little lower. And with that said, let's go ahead and hop right in. So again, might not be your favorite thing to watch, but I figured it's good to just go ahead and check it out and see if it's any better than the previous water meta that we had. So we're rocking Dravidians and Vikings here, and the opponent's going to be Vikings and Italians, so two really strong water civs on both sides. Although ours should be a little stronger, at least in the early game, I'd imagine. And yeah, the map is Team Islands. It's just on the rank ladder, so you guys can hop in and play it yourselves if you see the most entertaining and interesting gameplay. Then you can just hop in and play some yourself. So I think the meta here, right off the bat, is like I want the Viking player. So VPN Enjoyer, if you can side dock something like here, and then you go galleys, and then you have like the corner to fish, and you kind of hold that position. That's amazing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to front dock, and I'm going to support you with galleys or hulks or something like that to kind of create a nice little mix of units, a good composition between the two of us. We also have to watch out for any potential landings from the opponent, so we'll keep a sharp eye for that. But just for the sake of the video and for the sake of just having some fun, we're not going to go for a landing ourselves because I really want to test the water meta and see what 2-on-2 water play looks like, or just what water play looks like in general. Now, for the minority people that absolutely adore watching water gameplay and big naval combats, then this is absolutely the video for you, and you should have a really good time watching it. We can start pushing in some deer. We have these new, like, rat-looking things here. They're not capybaras. I think they're mopsar or something like that. No, it's a bush pig. Okay. So the interesting thing about these bush pigs is that they only have 300 food, so it's a little less than a boar. So don't expect, like, full value here compared to a regular boar. So now there's a lot of things to keep track of when it comes to like your early game build builders. You can get rhinos, which have extra food compared to a boar. You can get regular boars, and you can get these new kind of mini boars that give you less food. So you either get more food, same food as a regular boar, or you get less food, which is interesting, or more food, whatever I didn't say. So with all that in mind, we're gonna go ahead and run for our first dock. We'll make a house on the way there. I'll probably lure one more deer in, just to get off to a good start. It's important to get a lot of food in early, just to be able to click up with as little idle time as possible, and just to click up as fast as you possibly can. For VPN Enjoyer, she doesn't necessarily have to click up as fast as she can. She's allowed to go 1 pop later or 2 pop later, just to get a couple extra fishing ships out. And that's because she's going to be going for the side dock. So she will be kind of like the, not carry on the water, because that's, it could be anyone who gets momentum. We're going to be like kind of duo carrying. But she's going to be the strong economic water player here. And I'm going to do more of like an all-in build. And again, it's way too early to say that this is the meta. This is just what I think works and what I think can work. So we're going entirely on my theory here, which honestly has been pretty good so far, I have to say. I've won a lot of tournaments on my theory, so I feel like I'm in good hands here. But again, whenever there's new stuff, you never really know. And oftentimes, this doesn't get talked about, but oftentimes the guy who discovers the meta is some random 1300 who is like spamming a really, really efficient strategy at 1300 elo. I see this strategy because somebody shares it with me, or like I somehow come across it where it gets popular, and then I just do it 10 times better than the 1300 and claim it as my own. All right. It's like strategy colonialism. It's not a very healthy practice, but boy, is it effective. I can do a lot less thinking and do a lot more optimization and winning, and that's pretty good. But no, I do come up with my own strategies, and this is one of them. Let's see if I can put it to the test here. So great side dock here from VPN Enjoyer. She's gonna make her second dock something like that. So she's gonna kind of control that top area, and I'm gonna control the middle area. Now the reason why we don't want to do double side docks is because that leaves us open down the center for potential landing, and we definitely want to cover our bases. We don't want to let them land us. At least not for free. You want to make it as hard as possible for your opponent to land you. I'm going to go with Loom here. Skipping Loom is, again, very risky, because if a landing comes through, you could just lose the game on the spot. So there's no point even risking it. That's just the stupidest thing you can possibly do. I'd rather just pick up Loom and be happy. Let's be happy. Let's be happy and secure here. All right, so we're up. And I'm going to rush to make a second dock in the front as well. I'll send a second bill for that. Now, you might be wondering, a second bill seems a little excessive because I already got one bill there. You know, what's the point of the second villager? But the truth is, the second villager is actually just good because I want to have 2 villagers on shorefish. It's kind of a nice little hack to get some extra food. And I want to have actually 0 on food back here. So these sheep will be for later. All right, so as you can see, taking a look at the minimap, we control most of the map in terms of like having presence on different waters and whatnot. Let's get one more fishing ship out. Cool. But this whole bottom area, we've got nothing there. So I'm going to kind of keep my scout there. And VPN and Jorah can probably try to keep her scout near the top to watch out for any landings. It's not the most important thing in the world, but it is nice to do. And now we can start transitioning over to the gold. So I don't know what I want to open exactly. VPN and Jorah will go for mass galleys. Although nowadays she does get hulks and fires with the Viking, so in theory she can do whatever she wants. But we'll put her on galley duty because she's got the side dock, and I'll take Hulk duty. Now, for those who don't know, Hulks are of course the new shiny toy in town. All right, as they say, the new ship. And let's see how it's gonna perform. I actually have no idea. But I know I can afford it, which is good. Nice. Damn, pretty clean build, I'm not gonna lie. Didn't expect to have, this good of a setup, but it's looking solid so far. I'm gonna go for the third dock. I'm just gonna go Hulks and initially pressure their docks. Now, here's the thing. You can garrison fishing ships in docks nowadays, so playing pure water might be less effective, especially in feudal age, right? So there is that factor that, like, what I'm doing here can easily be countered by them just playing defensive. But that's not going to stop me anyway. I'm still going to try and do something here. Alright, now it's about finding their docks. I think I'm going to send one on that side and one on this side. Okay, new villagers can go over to food. And I think... Oh. I was going to say, I thought that was a landing, but no, we're good. Alright, so I should be able to come across the dock soon. And I do want to address something that I think is like, a lot of new players might be thinking this. What if they just don't have a dock and I'm committing so much navy to someone who doesn't have a dock? It's impossible that they don't have a dock. They have a transfer, so they are landing. Let's get our scouts over on this side, if you don't mind. I see a nefarious transfer ship here. It's up to no good, you know? You just know it's up to no good. We'll take it out nice and early, and then we'll scout the vicinity. Excellent. It's impossible that they won't have a dock. And it looks like they're landing on this side as well. So it's going to be a double landing from the opponents. Let's kill an archer. We're going to have to defend this nice and easy here. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll stop making hulks then. And it's going to be just up to VPN and Jorah to make a few galleys. And they're using the fact that they can garrison their fishing boats to attack us on land in the meantime, which is kind of interesting, actually. A big question mark on what the meta is on these water maps, but we know they have a dock for sure. And okay, killing some fish on the bottom. All right, so what you can do VPN here is you can actually go with extra fishing ships if there's no threat on the water, and then you have to try and defend yourself on land as well. They've surely landed somewhere. I'll go with a range here. I am playing as a Javidian, so I should be actually relatively safe with so many defensive options, like skirmishers that attack faster, for example. Okay, this guy's done. Look at him, just sitting there. You can go over to this side. Okay, there's another dock here. So they've got 2 docks to the back, and we'll slowly take them out. Gonna have to go with some defensive skirmishers, no doubt. I need more on wood. I can take some off gold, actually. What I can do is actually just go with a second range. That's going to be really hard for them to play against. You have to kind of rush the blacksmith, though. One spearman just to not die to random garbage. Alright. No doubt he's gonna bring his scout back here, by the way. So I'm just kind of keeping that spear handy, but not too close, you know. Close, but not too close. And in the meantime, we have free fishing as well, which is fantastic, to be honest. I should have a great economy here. So it's unfortunate that they went for like a double landing, because then we're just not gonna be able to showcase too much of like the current Navy battles and whatnot. But I guess this just shows what kind of like potential meta you can have on water right now. Still feel like going for water's good though. I still think it's a good idea. Oh, crazy good castle time. If you can enjoy it, ping the archers by my base. All right, that's gonna save me a villager. Look at that teamwork. It's that good communication I'm looking for. You don't see that. You don't see that communication in pro games. They don't care. Like in a pro game, if I had like Leary as a teammate, he'd be happy that I'm getting attacked, because then that means he's not getting attacked. You know. But no, now I'm able to defend myself, which is beautiful. I'm making a few farms, which I don't exactly want, but you know, better than losing the vills, I suppose. Kind of just chasing rogue ships. One thing I don't really like right now, though, about the current water meta is that you can't kill docks in feudalage. They outrange galleys, even if you get fletching, because they lowered the range on galleys. And they don't have a minimum range, so like fire ships and hulks can't kill them. So yeah, docks are pretty strong right now, which is a crazy statement to make, I know, but you just can't really break docks. I think that's... So, in my opinion, docks that are garrisoned fishing ships should not be able to shoot arrows, actually. I think that would make the game a lot healthier. Because as it stands currently, it's a little too strong on defense. I know a lot of people are complaining about that. Probably too early to make such a balance change, though. But either way, I'm leaving it to the devs nowadays. I kind of stopped giving my opinion. I got rejected one too many times. I mean, not rejected, just like ignored. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just save my energy. My mentality nowadays is the devs can literally do whatever they want, and I'm just gonna try to be the best at it, and that's it. And so, like, if you think about it, I have two options. I can either put in my efforts to try to steer the game in the right direction, and have to like fight through people that are, you know, rather stubborn in their decisions, or I can let them do whatever they want, and then I can just try to be the absolute best at whatever they bring to the table, and that makes me happier. All right, VPN. Killed a scout here, which is good. Let me see if I can push out and try to clear some of his army. Oh, there's some galleys. Okay, cool. So they are going for more galleys now. So this is the cool thing about having extra docks. I can just spam hulks again. And hulks are actually affected by forging. Although, actually, versus galleys, you want fire ships. So I'm going to get the war galley upgrade, then go for fires, not hulks. With the current hulks, I can try to snipe his fishing ships, though. Okay, here we go. And that guy's up to castle age. Damn, the game is heating up. Try to snipe some of these. Oh, the hulks are solid. Oh, they're really kiteable. That's a castle age unit that's supposed to counter me right there. Damn, hulks are strong. Let's go for a town center out here. Another town center out here. Hopefully I don't get punished. I'm going to chase this army around town a little bit. More villages to golden it out. Okay, cool. Also, the new technologies are actually in the university. So let me get a university. Nowadays, you have to get a university for playing water. It's just a mandatory step. You cannot skip it. And we're going to have VPN Enjoyer bring out the longboats here, which is amazing. I love me some longboats. One of the coolest units on water, no doubt. There are some range units running around. But I think I'm on hot pursuit here. Could be fine. See what the hulks can do now? Hulks are not good against galleys, so galleys win. Yeah, point in case. We saw them earlier. They were, you know, killing one or two galleys. But as soon as there's any kind of mass of the galleys cook us. Okay, fair enough. So the fire ships will do. And then from the university, you want to get clinker construction. It makes the ships move faster. And then careening, which gives the ships +1 pierce armor. And then also siphons, which gives the fire ships an explosive charge attack. So you only get that if you're going fire ships. And here I can mix in some farms, by the way. Not a problem in doing that. I can also get a horse called heavy plow. Continue chasing some of these archers. I can get elite scrim, by the way, just to really make sure that me and my ally will not take any further damage from that landing. There we go. I know it can be confusing because you're looking at a lot of different areas, but it's really just not that much going on. It's just, you know, one guy who's landing and one guy's playing water on the other side. And once you kind of compartmentalize, is that a word? Compartmentalize? I don't know. Once you put things in the correct compartments, you'll realize that there's not a whole lot that can happen to us right now. But you have to be aware of what's actually going on. So, like, for example, yellow could have units back here. So I'm going to attack Elite Scrim just in case. Pick up Town Watch, pick up some armor, and also pick up Wheelbarrow to watch out for any potential landing play. Meanwhile, on the water, let's go ahead and get Siphons, which is going to give my fire ships a charge attack. And yellow's back on water. Okay, look at this. Okay, I'm gonna try to defend that. Yeah, so VPN's fighting up top. So I'll send my units back to defend the redocking. And here's the interesting part. I'm not sure how good the longboats are versus fire ships. I'm really not sure about that. Meanwhile, I'll push back this landing. Okay. Oh, I made a few hulks by accident. Oops. Oops. I guess I just like throw the hulks at the longboats. I'll try to posture in a scary way. Let's try to scare him off. Okay, so this is good. This is gonna be a good test for the ships here. So fires have that explosive charge attack. So as soon as they hit, they're gonna do more damage. And they have extra pierce armor, and I got the upgrade for them to move faster. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with how they're performing so far. And also, I think the fire ships are meant to be like anti-buildings as well. The anti-building ship. At least in Castlage. Obviously, it's not like the cannon galleon or anything like that. As you can see, they're doing quite good against the longboats. And yeah, I'm just melting through docks. Okay, VPN Enjoyer is up to the next stage. Very good. Nice. She's got that nice economy there from the early game fishing boats. And she'll just clear those up. Excellent. So, clear that up. I'm going to clear up these docks out here. And what we're going to try and do is we're going to try to clear them with cannon galleons in late game. Hopefully, we won't have to just transport and land them. But if we do, I won't hesitate. But if we can clear them from the water, that's even more interesting for me. Just to really get that full water experience. Damn, you really melt the docks. And this is really important for you guys to learn. Oh, by the way, these are whales. They've got 1,000 gold. Oh my goodness, guys. Hop on the whales. That's 1,000 gold that I can collect like it's a deep sea fish. And there's plenty of whales around. Okay, let me send some units up top to try to help out VPN Enjoyer here. Because you know what? She helped me out earlier. And I want to repay the favor. And I also want to make use of my boats. Because right now they're just doing nothing. So let's do all that. To help up top. Kind of pinch them a little bit. Damn, those whales got 1,000 gold on them. We need to have an updated mod because I didn't even see them in there. I swear I saw them and I thought it was just decoration. I was like, oh, that's cool. Forgot that you can actually take these guys. You can take these bad boys. 1,000 gold. Holy. I might become a fisherman with at these rates. I mean, okay, so here we go. So he's mixing in some warhawks now. And I think to counter that, because I'm not the guy going galleys, I'll just make some warhawks myself. This is kind of like the whole, you make skirmishers to counter your opponent going skirmishers, which I know is a little silly. But if you think about it, in this case, it actually does make sense. You have the fire ships to clear the docks. And then you just make some warhawks behind them to kind of beef them up. VPN Enjoyer will just go for pure longboats. On this side, we have my boat, which is going to take out docks, and her boat that takes up everything else. And they're going to call it a GG. Okay, pretty fun game. Not the craziest game you've ever seen, but just a fun one to showcase the new water. And I have to say, VPN Enjoyer, this is her first game playing the new water. She played excellent. But she also slept on the whales. 1,000 gold on the whales. They don't sleep on them, VPN. We're both sleeping on the whales. I was taking mine near the end, dude. 1,000 gold taken at the collection rate of a deep sea fish is ridiculous. Also, one thing I didn't talk about, but you could get fishing lines and gill nets, which is the upgrades that boost the fishing ship carry capacity and gather speed. I didn't pick those up, but I am Dravidian, so I get a natural bonus. I slept on whales and still had more gold than you. Say something. Oh, am I getting bantered right now? Hold on, let me just double check this claim. Always double check facts on the internet, guys. Don't get lied to by strangers on the internet, even if those strangers are your wives. Okay, she did have 1,000 more gold. So now I got to think of a comeback here. What's the comeback? What's the comeback? She's got more gold. I am saving my gold for later because I am smarter and have higher elo. And you really can't argue with that, boys. And with that, we'll end the video. So again, not the most exciting game, I know, but I did want to showcase the new water a little bit, and I hope this kind of like acts as a learning video, or like a freaking, it's not an educational video, but it's like just to see how the new water performs. Overall, I have to say it feels better than the tournament in the Thalassocracy for anyone who's following that. So the changes they made then, or since then, have been better. They kind of nerfed the Hulk a little bit. They made all the ships slower, which feels better. The ships feel a lot more normal to play with now. And I feel like landing is actually quite strong. I know they didn't execute correctly right now in this particular game, but the fact that you can backdock and just garrison your fish boats to keep them safe while landing your opponent is pretty solid. I don't mind that strategy. So I feel like you've got a lot of options and there's a lot to explore. But for now, I'll leave you with this one. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you want to see more water gameplay in the comments below. And if you want to see more from me and VPN, also let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.